Welcome to the Track Record. I'm here in Calera, Alabama. This is episode 20. This is the first of a suggested athlete where someone commented on social media and we're here now. I'm with Jordon Bray from Calera High School. It's all good, you're good. She's a 7-time 6A state champion. She's committed to the University of Alabama. She's run 209 in the 800 and she's run 55.49 in the 400. Jordan, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am good. Let's do it. Let's talk about the season so far. Indoor season, senior season. What was your mindset entering the season?
My mindset entering the season was really just to either break records or like set my own records.
Yeah.
Just kind of start off finish how I started off.
Okay. This season you've had a few highs and lows, I would say. You've run 800 4 times. 3 of them were 223 to 224. But then on the other side, you had a 216 at the Calera games for an indoor PR. So how have you managed kind of a few lows and some highs at the same time?
Okay, I really feel like it's really been a struggle. This season has been a struggle. One of my races, one of my 800s, I had something wrapped around my leg for my hamstring, and it came apart completely mid-race. During my 216, I felt like I prepared myself well enough. I started off the day. The meet was a late meet, and I feel like I do better in late meets. It's been a struggle.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
No, that's all right. That's all right. What's the schedule like for the rest of the season?
We have the last chance coming up, and then state. So it's pretty much the end. I'm really looking forward to outdoors.
What are you gonna run at last chance?
400 and 800.
Okay, and assuming that at state as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you've been running a long time. You've been running since you were young. When did you start running?
I started running track when I was 6 years old.
Okay, wow. Well, first off, have you ever gotten tired of it?
Well, it definitely has its ups and downs, but I feel like winning championships never gets tiring.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anytime I'm feeling down, I always have something that picks me right back up.
Right. And what was when you were 6 years old, what was the first meet? Do you remember?
Indoor, yes sir. It was an indoor meet, and I ended up getting 2nd place. But at the time, I was a lot smaller than all the other girls. So, yes sir, it was a meet in December of 2013, 2012.
Yeah. So from 6 years old to a senior in high school, what's been the number one memory in your mind?
The number one memory is so it's really hard between last year's state because I was able to win the 800.
Yeah, don't spoil too much of last year's state. Yeah,
that's it. And then let's see, not running lanes. What was it? The track. It was the track carnival in Nashville.
Music City.
Music City. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Music City.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll talk about all 3 of those: Music City, running lane, and state. But let's do state first. 2023, last year in Gulf Shores, you're the double state champ in the 400 and the 800. And as high as that was, there was a lot of lows entering the season. We're talking, to your parents before about, iron deficiency and hamstring injury. So can you talk on those a little bit?
Well, so it was around March. I thought everything was fine, but I was sleeping a lot more than usual, and then on the track, my event or my times were terrible, and it was I was doing everything that I thought that I could possibly do, but nothing was showing, and everything that I was trying to do just wasn't coming together in the meets. And we were mentioned earlier, my friend Katie McPhail, she mentioned iron deficiency, and I was actually I'm having all the symptoms, I should probably get checked for that.
Right.
And my parents took me to get checked, and sure enough, my ferritin levels and my iron was super low.
Yeah.
And really changing my eating habits and everything, getting myself back on track sleeping wise, everything just kind of started falling into place, and I started noticing that towards the end of my season last year. And then with my hamstring, I had already torn it 2 years ago. And just coming back from that, I went to a hamstring specialist, and then after that, everything just started coming into place.
That's awesome. So it came into place with the double victory. Can you talk through state weekend and what that meant and how the races unfolded too?
Anytime I feel like Gulf Shores is like my second home.
Yeah.
When it comes to like outdoor state, I just like there's something different like between outdoor state and indoor state. But that weekend specifically, I knew I had like one goal, which I thought it was one goal until like after everything like unraveled or whatever. I had one goal just to continue. Like you said, 7-time state champ. I was just trying to continue like. Like keep repeating everything. Yeah. Continue that, and I had over it.
No, you're good. Keep on. You're good.
What's the question?
Just like talk about the whole weekend and how that unfolded.
So getting ready, right after 400, I had a victory in that. I was really excited because I felt like I had finally put my race together. And then I decided to run the 200, but I hadn't really ran the 200 like all season. I probably ran like 1 or 2 all season. Yeah. And I decided to run a 200 right before my 800 in hopes that everything would just, I could just get on the podium and have another medal. But that didn't go as planned. I ended up feeling my hamstring, and this was like 20 minutes right before the 800. Okay. So I had to get my stuff together, run to the little areas so they could wrap me up, and I got online for the 800, and I literally gave it all I had.
Yeah. What are you thinking, like, on the line of the 800?
On the line, I'm thinking, well, first, my parents came and stopped me, and they were like, you don't have to do this. Like, I promise, like, you've had a good weekend. Let's end it off with that. I was like, no, it's fine. I'm going to be fine. Yeah. On the line, I just thought, just get out. You're okay. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's awesome. And it paid off. Yes, sir. And you know I found this, but May 7th, 2023, you posted on your Instagram, and you said, her, right?
Yes, sir.
Where does that confidence come from?
Just everything that I had went through. Yeah. For me to like finally like be able to just stand on the top of the podium, but like not even the 400, the 800. Right. I just felt like that it unlocked something that had never been like unlocked before.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What is of those 2 events? We're talking 4 and 8 mostly here. What of those 2 events is your favorite?
Okay, so, I've been running since I was 6. Yep. I've always done the 400, like starting off at 6 years old, I had done the 400 all the way up until 16 or 17. But now it's starting to be like more of the 800 because that's what I got recruited for. Okay. So I believe it's the 800 now. All right. Well,
that's a good transition to recruitment. You're wearing that Alabama crimson. Committed to Alabama. First, you originally were looking at like 22 different teams or so, and you narrowed it down to 5. The 5 being Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, LSU, and Auburn. Yes, sir. So first, why Alabama?
I really chose Alabama because it felt more of home. With the coach, Coach Nick, he recruited me like throughout the entire process. Like there was never no slacks, or like it was never any negative energy where I felt like, like am I even still a part of everything. He made sure that he would always check up on me, whether it was like a call or a text. He made sure that he was going to reach out.
That's awesome. Now, you're not obligated to anything you say in this next question, but of those 5, which was number 2?
Oh, wait, did I say it?
Yeah.
Oh, number 2. Oh, that's actually kind of hard because like after that, like Alabama had set their standards so high that everything else was kind of just like even. I'd probably say Auburn. Okay. That's where like everyone thought I was gonna go anyway.
I mean, that's Auburn took Katie and Mary Mack and North Huntsville. Yeah, her name. What are you most looking forward to in college aside from running?
Let's see. Probably. It's kind of weird. Probably roommates.
Okay. Do you have your roommate?
Not kind of, but not really at the same time. Okay. But like I'm an only child, so like having someone to be in the room with me would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yes. Now, your parents, are they gonna be in Tuscaloosa a lot? Probably. Probably so. Yeah. What are you gonna major in? Do you know?
I'm gonna major in kinesiology.
Okay, and you know what you want to do with that?
Yes, sir. I kind of want to go into the PT side of everything.
Yeah. Do you think that stems from injuries?
Yes, sir. That's literally exactly what it is. Okay. Just seeing everyone work with me, I've been through so many different chiropractors and like hamstring specialists and things of that sort. I've learned a lot, and I've like asked a lot of questions. Yeah. Like I feel like that's really what I want to do.
Does that asking questions, have you always been that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to know why.
Yeah. Do your parents resent that when you ask them why?
Not really.
No, that's good.
Not really.
That's good. Who is a runner? You mentioned Katie earlier, and Katie could be the answer here, but who's a runner that you competed against that you looked up to?
Katie was definitely one of those runners.
Mm-hmm.
But as well as Katie, I also want to say Shanice Spicer.
Yep.
She was like when I was a freshman, she was in the top 5 like nationally.
Yeah.
And, like with her being from Alabama, that was really cool to see her like we're competing in the same meets, and I'm seeing her nationally.
Right.
So
that's cool. Along the lines of influence, but who's the most influential person you've ever had in your running career?
My coach, Jeff Jackson.
Yep.
He actually like took me in when I was 6. No
Okay.
one else really wanted me because I felt like I was like too little. And like, well, now you see it's a thing where little kids are running, but like back then, little kids weren't really running like that. So he took me in and like coached me like my whole entire life, like still to this day.
That's awesome. So you had him in a lot of summer track, right?
Yes,
What's the summer track team?
Alabama Heat.
Okay, Alabama Heat.
Yes,
and you had him on one side. On the other side, you had 7 different coaches at Calera, right? So how nice has it been? And no, nothing wrong with 7 different coaches. That's just the cards you drew.
Yes.
But how nice is it to have a coach that has always been there since you're young?
Nice. Like, it was really rocky. Like throughout high school, like each year, I had been on varsity since I was in 7th grade. So like each different year, I would have a new coach, and it's like as like time progressed, like it started to like feel a lot different because like the coaches were like also doing like other sports and stuff like that instead of it just being like a track coach. But like with Coach Jeff being like strictly track, it's like a lot different.
Okay.
Really
How have you? What has been the struggle? Well, I guess you touched on it there, but like, how have you had to reconnect each year with a new coach? I had it in college. I had 3 and 4 years. Yeah, like it's hard each year because you have to restart.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah. So how's it been hard for you specifically?
Well, my 7th grade, I think it was 7th and 8th grade, it was a female coach, and I love her. She actually came to, Coach Marcus, he came to speak at my ceremony when I signed, but I feel like we had like, because I was so young, I was kind of, young, 7th grade, with like seniors and stuff like that in high school, we like had a really close bond, and like when I feel like she left, everything, I was just like, straight business, because she had like, I like took her as like another mom, like she was a female, and like, we talked about everything other than track, so like I was like, after she left, I was just like, it's a business side now, like I realized like people have to, progress in life, and it's not really about track, being a coach like that. Yeah. It was pretty tough after that,
Right, it's hard, but yeah. All right, so I do this with every interview, and I'm calling it team superlatives, because basically I'm trying to lure in your teammates to watch this long form video, right? So I'm gonna ask you, this is a little different, I'm gonna ask you a question about you, and then you're gonna try to tie it into your teammates as well. So let's do this. Who is your celebrity crush? And then who on your team stands the best chance to embarrass themselves if they, who stands the best chance at getting a date with your celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush is, I don't know. My celebrity crush is John Morant.
Okay.
So
who your girl teammates is gonna get a date with John Morant?
Me. I'm the only girl.
Oh really? Okay. All right. No, well, this is interesting then. I did not know that. Anyways, we'll do your guy teammates too.
Okay.
Yeah. Or anyone.
No, I'm like really close to my guy teammates.
Okay.
Like, that's all I have.
That works. What's your favorite song? And then who could best sing it at karaoke?
My favorite song, I don't really have a favorite song, but like I love Drake.
Okay. So who could best sing a Drake song at karaoke?
Kadarius Young.
Okay, Kadarius. That's on you next time. What's your favorite movie, and which of your male teammates would play the main character, or if it, or a co-star with the main character?
My favorite movie is Barbie.
Okay.
I love Barbie.
So who's gonna play Ken from your boys' team?
Elijah McCoy.
All right, Elijah, you are Ken. Who is your favorite professional athlete, and who is most likely to embarrass themselves if that athlete came to Calera track practice?
My favorite athlete is Athene Mo.
Yep.
And I feel like Jordon would embarrass himself. He's like the most likely to embarrass himself.
What would he do you know?
He's weird.
Okay, he's weird. No, that's all good, Jane. If you could go anywhere in the world and you could take any of your teammates with you, summer track teammates, current teammates, where would you go? Who would you take?
Bora Bora is where I would go.
Okay.
And I would take Kendall Christian.
All right, Kendall, you're going to Bora Bora, all expense paid trip. Just kidding. All right. What makes you a good runner?
Dude, what makes me a good runner? The work that I put in.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I really, at first I feel like no one, like, I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I feel like no one's like, working as hard as it is. Like my dad, the way he pushes me.
Yeah. I think that goes back to that confidence we talked about earlier. Yeah. You know, you gotta be confident that you put in the work.
Yeah.
Are you self motivated every day? I mean, obviously we all have highs and lows.
That's what I was about to say, actually. Right. Yes, sir. I feel like if I'm not self-motivated, my dad is going to be, on top of me to make sure that everything is good, everything's in order. As long as, along with my mom, they're both my parents are going to make sure that, I stay up and stay motivated.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I mentioned we talk about postseason, and I kind of forgot, so we're backtracking a little bit. But, you won the state championships, and then we went on the postseason. You ran the running lane track championships, the 400, which first time they've ever done it.
Oh, no, it was awesome.
Yes. Why should more people come to that meet?
Oh my gosh, the exposure that you get from running lanes, it's I've never, and I've been running for a long time, but I'd never witnessed anything like that. Like when they did the mile, they had the lights on the side of the track, so they would like turn all the stadium lights off, and like it'd just be a runway for everyone to run through. Yeah. And like the supporters, like they lined up on the side of the race. It really felt like you were a pro athlete down the runway. Yeah. It really did. The way that they were treating you, and then like you got your backpack and your sunglasses and everything. That's
cool. That's the goal that they try to do.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
So would you say that more people should come to Running Lane this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Definitely. Right. Especially with them opening up the 400 as well.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of mid-distance runners and distance runners, but like, the 400 is kind of on the sprint side. Mm-hmm. So a few sprinters get in the meet as well. Yeah, for sure. So you heard that. Jordon Bray endorses Running Lane Track Championships in May. Yeah. And after that, you went on to MCDC in Nashville, and you had your 800 PR there. So that was a big weekend. Talk about that weekend, and you second in the 8 to Katie, and then you won the 400 that day. Yeah. With my 400, or actually the 800 was first, and that was another one of those meets that started pretty late. I ate a good breakfast, and I feel like I actually like that meet. I ate a little bit too close to the race, and like it showed after the race. But me and Katie, what were we doing? Oh, we were snapping each other before the race, getting ready. I saw her right before warm up, and we kind of like went over like how we want to run the race. Yeah. And like that was my first time. Oh, it was also a meet where they had pro athletes as well. Yeah. So that was my first race having a pacer, like a rabbit, like a person to run out in front of us. So like we came across the first 400 like smoking, and like the girl like ran off the track or whatever, and then I was like, okay, this is what me and Katie talked about. So like me and Katie just had the race to ourselves, and we kind of just brought it on home. 400. Oh, and then that was a PR. I was really happy about that. It was a PR for both me and Katie. Yeah. So I felt like we really had like accomplished something that we had like went over, and it like actually worked out. The 400, I didn't really run the time that I wanted to, but I feel like the 800 I took a little bit out of me the day before. But overall, it was a really good weekend, and I was able to see the pro athletes run right afterwards. So that's awesome. That's a fun experience. What's your go-to pre-race meal for an afternoon race? My go-to. Okay, let's see. Probably. Okay, so afternoon is actually a difference. I'm glad that you added that. Yep. But afternoon, it'll probably be Firehouse. Okay. I love their stuff. I get like either spinach or lettuce, and that'll be the stuff. Okay. How has running made you a better person? Running has made me a better person by, let's see, being disciplined. Yeah. What you put in is definitely what's going to come out. Sportsmanship, I played softball before track, but like track is like a lot different, like with my visits and everything, meeting new people, and like, you know, just being a good sport and everything.
Yeah. What are, just a few more questions, but what are some big time goals you're chasing as you finish out indoor next month and then outdoor in May?
Basically, or again, just finishing how I started off.
Yeah.
Win indoor and outdoor 400, 800 is the goal. Let's see, maybe breaking some records. 53.
Okay.
53. And then 208 is the record, both indoor and outdoor.
Okay. Okay. Is that the 6A or the all time? I think it's I don't know.
I actually don't know. That's a good question.
Okay. I'm going for sub 208 and 53.
Yes, sir.
What's it gonna take to do those?
I'm starting now. Just gotta start eating right. Going to bed on time. Making sure I'm taking all of my iron supplements and everything. At least possible.
Yeah. Awesome.
Practice.
Two more questions. But where does the nickname Bray come from?
It originated from my very first coach, which was Coach T. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He just said that I was like an animal on the track.
Okay.
All the animals put together, you know, a zoo.
Awesome.
And it like started off as Jazoo, and they would just shorten it to zoo.
Okay, love it. Last question. Here we go. Who next on the track record? One from Alabama, the Alabama high school scene, and another one from Calera.
Yes, sir. Next from the Alabama scene, Zaria Jackson. She is a middle schooler that goes to Red.
Okay.
She does the same events that I do, 400, 800, and she also does the 16 and 1500 as well.
And then who from Calera?
From Calera, Quatels Williams.
Okay, Quatels Williams. Well, guys, thanks for watching. This is the track record. Hopefully you made it to this point. If you have somebody that you want to suggest, like Jordon just said, we wanted to hear their story. Beyond the marks, beyond the times, we want to tell their story. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Jordon Bray, Calera High School, class of 2024.